The hatchling slept beneath a broken bridge of stone that once crowned a cliff. Wind combed the cracks. Salt from the sea rose and fell with the tide. His scales were the pale grey of ash after rain. They were thin. Hunger had taken their shine. He curled his wings tight to keep them warm. He dreamed of heat and sky. He dreamed of a shadow that passed above him long ago. In the dream, a great shape crossed the sun. The shadow had a voice. It told him to hold fast. It told him to live. He woke when the sea changed its tone. Waves struck iron. The sound was wrong for rocks. He lifted his head. Down in the bay, a ship slid through fog. It was not wood. It was steel and glass. Lights burned along its sides. They glowed white and steady. The ship cut the water clean. It did not fear the reef. The hatchling watched the lines of it and felt his chest ache. The shape was not a dragon, yet it carried the same promise: motion, purpose, command of air and sea. He whispered to no one. My father once flew like this. He crept closer on clawed feet. His belly scraped stone. He tasted oil and salt. The ship slowed near the cliff. Thrusters hummed. A ramp folded out. Humans moved with practiced ease. They wore blue coats and dark boots. They carried crates with marks that meant nothing to him. The hatchling hid behind kelp and rusted chain. He watched a woman step forward. She had silver hair cut short. Her face was calm. She looked up at the cliff as if she knew he was there. Captain Mara Hale had crossed 3 fronts and 2 wars. She had learned to trust the quiet warnings. Her ship had picked up a heat spike where none should be. Not a reactor. Not a vent. Something alive. She raised her hand. Her crew froze. She spoke softly. The cliff answered with a small sound. Stone scraped. A head the size of a helm peeked out. Eyes like clouded amber met hers. Fear shone there. Hunger too. Mara felt a tightness in her throat. She had read the old reports. Dragons were gone, or so they said. The hatchling wanted to flee. His legs shook. The memory of nets burned in him. The memory of fire that fell from the sky and did not stop. He had been small then too. Smaller, he remembered his father's roar. He remembered the sky breaking with noise. He remembered falling embers and the sea rushing up. He pulled back into shadow. The woman did not advance. She sat on the ramp. She set down her sidearm. She opened her hands. Her voice was steady. You are safe here. No one moved. Mara did not know if the words mattered. She knew the tone did. She waited. The crew waited. The ship waited. Minutes passed. The fog thinned. The hatchling crept forward again. He sniffed the air. He smelled food. Dried fish. Warm metal. Human sweat. He stepped onto the ramp. It hummed under his weight. He flinched but did not run. Mara smiled without showing teeth. She slid a packet toward him. He tore it open and ate too fast. He choked. She waited again. She passed water. He drank and breathed. When he finished, he sagged. His wings trembled. He looked at the ship. He traced its lines with his eyes. The curve of hull. The lift fins. The tall bridge. He touched the metal with one claw. It was warm. He felt a pulse like a heart. He looked at Mara. He made a sound that tried to be words. My father. He pointed at the sky. He pointed at the ship. Flew like this. Mara swallowed. She nodded. Then we should help you fly again. They took him aboard. The ship's medbay smelled clean. Machines hummed like gentle insects. A doctor scanned him. Bones thin. Wings damaged, but healing. Starvation, no toxins. No tags, no trackers. Mara authorized rations. She authorized rest. She authorized a course change. The crew watched the hatchlings sleep in a warm cradle. Some smiled. Some wiped their eyes. A deckhand left a carved toy bird by the cradle. The hatchling curled his tail around it and slept on. Mara reviewed the archives. The last dragon flight had ended 30 years ago. The humans had won the sky by force. Missiles and lasers. Fear and pride. Dragons had burned cities. Humans had burned mountains. The war ended when nothing remained to fight. Or so they claimed. Mara closed the file. She looked through the glass at the sleeping hatchling. She felt the old shame rise. She also felt resolve. Humanity had learned hard lessons. They could learn another. They could choose better. They could be more than conquerors. When the hatchling woke, he was afraid again. New walls. New sounds. Mara was there. She brought fish, cooked and soft. She spoke of names. He did not have one. His father had called him Little Flame. He did not feel like flame. He felt like coal. Mara suggested ash. He liked it. Ash watched the ship train. He watched humans work as one. He saw how they checked each other. He saw how they laughed. He saw how they fixed mistakes. He felt something shift inside him. Not trust. Not yet hope. They tested his wings in the hangar. Fans roared. Harnesses held him. He tried to lift. Pain lanced through thin membranes. He cried out. Mara cut the fans. She sat with him until the shaking stopped. We go slow, she said. We build strength. We do not force the sky. Ash nodded. Days passed, weeks, his scales darkened. Heat returned to his chest. He learned to glide short distances. He learned to bank. He learned to land without falling. Each small win was marked. Each failure was met with patience. The ship reached a high plateau far from cities. Wind rolled clean. No weapons powered on. The crew stood back. Ash stood at the edge. His heart pounded. He looked at Mara. She stood beside him. The ship's engines warmed. The hull rose a little on lift. Ash saw it then. The truth his father had tried to give him. Flight was not only wings. It was intent. It was trust in motion. He stepped off. The wind caught him. He fell. Then he did not. Ash flew. Not far. Not high enough. He laughed. Fire sparked and died at his mouth. He landed and bowed his head. Mara laughed too. Tears ran down her face. Humanity watched a dragon return to the sky. Not as a weapon. Not as a king. As a child. As a future. Mara sent a signal. Open channel. All bands. She spoke clear. We found a survivor. We choose protection. We choose repair. We choose to share the sky. Others answered. Some with fear. Some with anger. Many with relief. The ship stayed. Ash trained. His wings grew strong. He learned human signs and words. He learned the names of stars from the bridge. He learned the ship's song. One night he stood beside Mara and looked at the hull. He pressed his forehead to the metal. He whispered again, "My father once flew like this." Mara placed her hand there too. "He flies now," she said. "Through you. Through us." The ship lifted. The dragon lifted. Together they cut the sky clean. Asterisk.